So guys, I've got an hour or so. Let's have a little look at this Derbi. Nice looking bike. Derbi 125. I don't know what model it is. By the way, the 100cc two-stroke moped is not a Derbi. It is a Piaggio 100cc two-stroke. That's good. Ka-ching! Step number one, the fuel cap I couldn't get off. It looks like there was glue put on it. Actually, I had to use a lot of grease, but it looked like it had glue on it. So weird, but it looks like someone put glue on it. Jay, I don't know if you know anything about that, mate. Next thing, how much fuel is actually in there? Not that much, so I'll drain it out. I'll put it into a container, and we will use nice fresh fuel when looking at starting. And of course I will pop the carb off. Normally easily accessible on here. Yes, perfect. That's, by the way, they are Honda CG carbs, exactly the same. So if you need a new one, just order any Honda CG carb or equivalent, and that's what they are. Bolt on and you've got all of your set up properly. But I will pop that off and give it a quick clean. So I need to empty out what's in the fuel tank. What I'll do is I'll pop the wire and I'll put it into an old container so that we can see how good or bad the fuel is. I reckon it'll be pretty dirty. So let's release some of this fuel and see how good or bad it is. Here is the overflow tube. Here's a flathead. Here's the release screw. Wow. Interesting. So a little bit came out super yellow, and then no more. So there is fuel in there. My guess is that the float is stuck closed then. So we're going to have to get into there. I think the tank's going to need to come out anyway to get into this carb, guys. So let's start breaking into it. Let's lose this back panel, both sides, if it's easy enough. Maybe this white bit only, and then, because I think the easiest way to get to the carb is down there. Let's have a good look at that. I'll close this valve just in case, but fuel should just continue to flow out. It should just keep going because it's open, it's down, but it didn't. But look, if you look at that fuel, it's very, very yellow. Hopefully you can see that, guys. Very yellow. You see that? Yellow. So it's very stale, and it smells actually very, very varnishy, so it's bad. Right, let's start breaking this bad boy down and see where we get to. This is interesting, guys. It appeared to have a fuel switch. Where's that fuel leaking from? It's leaking from that secondary overflow. I can't see the bad state. Let's take some of the pressure off. What's happening there is the top overflow. The fuel where it's kind of all gummed up in there, or appears to be, fuel's going up the carb coming out the top. Look at the colour of that fuel, guys. Let me get you in shot. Look at that. Oh, colour. Whoa. I mean, that's crazy. It's unbelievable. And it's pure varnish, that is, pure varnish. That carb's going to be gunked big time. So I need to keep hacking away. I need to get the whole tank off so that I can get the carb off and give it a clean. It's a nice designed bike, this, guys. I like it. Fuel tank, plastic, sits on top, carb, obviously accessible now. This has a non-adjustable thing on it. That's interesting, so we'll probably have to snap it and put a new one on. Otherwise, these 210s, easy enough to get off. So you pull the airbox back, pull the carb off. It's going to need a good clean because it's been sitting a long time and the fuel is very, very stale. So yeah, look at the colour of the needle. Let's see, can we zoom in on that? You can see it's varnishy. That needs sorting. So I will pop it out. We will give it a good proper clean. Well worth doing. That's going to be the majority of this bike. The actual front caliper service, very quick and easy, no issue there at all. Let me pop this off, let me get it loose, and we'll have a look on the inside. It will be caked. Let's see what we're working with in this carb. Real time. Terrible. Shocking. Don't break. Wow. It's in a state, guys. I'll give it a clean, but if this is you at home and you have one of these carbs, spend 20 quid, buy a new one, chuck it in. Cleaning this thing out is going to be more difficult than buying a new one. That thick sludge, that varnish, every time you put fresh fuel in, it's going to suck that up and it's going to be a right pain in the arse to clean. So I would chuck in a £20 new one. It's a CG carb or CG copy carb, and your bike will be up and running in an hour. But I'm going to give this a clean out so that we're looking good from this end, and if we're very, very lucky, we might get to fire this thing up in a little while. So guys, carbs back in. Very, very difficult to clean this one, guys. The secondary jet was so clogged, I had to use bits of wire, all of my cleaning equipment, and just to get it, you know, accessible at all. So yeah, it was very difficult. Takes me back to paying 20 quid for a new carb if you're ever in this situation and you can't do the cleaning, because you have to be thorough. And you know, it may have just cost me 12 quid in sprays anyway, so it's worth considering. But saying that, this should now be a bike that is basically ready to fire up. I'm going to put a new fuel line on. The old one's a bit stiff, a bit crackly, so I'm going to chuck some new fuel line on, chuck the tank straight back on, hook it all straight back up, get it all going back, you know, normally, and then I'll chuck the battery in and we'll see if it fires up. I'm sure it will. I think, maybe, possibly. Okay, so that's all kind of nipped up, tank's back on. At this stage, give it a good clean while you can underneath. You want the bike to last, right? So give it a clean, get rid of any crap. New fuel hose, orange there, so we can see flow. That's good, because I don't know what's on and what's off with this tap, if I'm being honest. So I need to see that. It is not a suction tap, it is just flow, so the carb has to block it out and do its job. I'm going to chuck some fuel in now, guys. Let's make sure it does the basics and holds the fuel. Okay guys, carb clean, fresh fuel. Fuel appears to be holding at the moment. I don't know what the on switch is on that tap. I mean, the owner will, but it looks like there's fuel in the tube. Let's fire it up. This is first, guys. I never test these bikes without it being on camera. I say never, but like on these situations. So we're hearing it together. So we're going to hear if it fires up. We're going to see if there's any oil spills, any fuel spills. We're going to see it at the same time. We share this experience, and I really like that about my channel. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong on camera. I'm not hiding it, because I'm all about cheap servicing at home, so that you know it's been done properly and well. It's about saving bikes. You can pull a bike out of your friend's garden, do this quick carb service, and you might have a runner. So let's fire this up, let's see what's happening. Good start. Turn the choke off. That's idling lovely, guys. I know that there's an issue with the front brake. Well, potentially it might just need a service. Rear brake pads look very, very thin. So on Saturday I will pop them off and take them with me to the bike shop when I do the MOT for the Fly. I'll see if they have a set of them, and then I'll give the calipers a service. The end can is quite rusty down here. I think I'm going to pop it off and put a layer of black on it. That will be the ideal if I've got some. But otherwise, at the moment, it sounds great idling. It's fresh fuel, sounds fine. that's all good. Look, piece of rust just rattled off the exhaust. Yeah, wow, look at that. Look, watch here, guys. Watch, you ready? Oh, look at that. Yeah, so I'll pop that off and I'll give it a good clean and de-rust and paint so that it's got some life left in it. So, to do the brakes, the exhaust, carb clean was fine. The original battery's at home charged. That should be good just to plug back in. Kind of seems okay, really. Horn works, indicators work, all the other stuff works, brake lights work, number plate light works, all of that stuff's good. So yeah, alright, that's really good going, guys. That's, look, I can hear it, it's lovely. No issues at all. I'll check the oil when it's cooled down, and I'll aim to get the rest of this done on the weekend so that it's ready for MOT next weekend, and I might be able to get it back to him next Sunday, which would be nice because it gets it out of the garage and he gets his bike back in good running working order. Nice mini video today, guys. I'm going to chuck this up, I think, tonight, potentially. Tonight is Thursday evening, so that the guy can see the progress, really. So there it is, that's the Derbi. I don't know what model this is, Derbi something, but it's kind of a Scrambler-y style-ish, or flat tracker style-ish bike. Obviously a CG125 copy engine. They're very, very good engines. They can be tuned, they run well, and yeah, great engines. Nice bike, I'm looking forward to testing it actually. Tyres look good for MOT, no issues there. They will probably need a pump. And that's about it. So great direction we've been in there today, guys. I'm going to switch that off. I'm going to switch the camera off. I'm going to go get myself some dinner. And we're going to call that a success story.